in before that in history would not be the same as a blacksmith working 3,000 years ago. Blacksmithing goes way back in man's time on earth. I'm called a blacksmith because I work with black metal. And smithing, your teacher was telling you about the shapes of the different things on the wall. And that's what I can do. And that simply is said smithing. So that's why I'm called that. Okay? A blacksmith would learn his trade about 12 years old. A journeyman would teach him. In ancient history, that wasn't so. But in 17 and 1800s, it was. By the time we hit the 1900s in history, the blacksmith was starting to be replaced by the manufacturing process factories. Now, I think you read the printing that's on the outside of the wall outside. Your teacher did, I think I heard. And it talks about ornamental ironworks. That was the last work that Mr. DeWitt did in this building. He and his family built the building in 1897. And he wasn't a general blacksmith. He built the building specifically to repair wagons for people, horse-drawn vehicles, soon to be replaced by horseless-drawn vehicles, the automobile. That worked up until a big problem in the world, especially the United States. Many people lost jobs. Therefore, you couldn't own a car. Therefore, Mr. DeWitt's business went downhill, so to speak. He and his family decided then to do exactly what's painted on the outside of our building. They made ornamental iron things for people. They sold them to the wealthy. The average person would not be able to buy them. They were struggling in that time of history, the Great Depression, just to get food to put on the table. If you think about it for a minute, if you were a farmer, you were better off in those bad times, because at least you could grow your own food. You knew how to do that. The people who lived in cities had to learn how to do that if they wanted to. Now, the rest I'm going to talk about today is blacksmithing, the shaping of metal into useful items for people. And that was the purpose of the blacksmith. He could make or repair anything out of black iron. Well, you might think, why not go to the store and buy that stuff? Well, there were no stores, not to sell this stuff. Now, these are the items we make specifically here at Heritage Hill. These are corn dryers, so you can dry your corn at the end of the growing season. So you'll have a little bit of corn during the winter that you could grind up and make cornmeal, and therefore corn muffins for your family. This one over here looks quite different. You notice that the prongs are not in straight place. This is to hang things up to dry too. Like people would grow herbs for seasoning their food. And you could dry them after the growing season. So that's what these were used for. You'll notice the triangle-shaped things. Those are called bells. That could call you in for dinner if you were working out in the farm field. It could hang a big one, and there is one in the top of our firehouse down the way here. You walk by it. Whether you looked up, I don't know, but hanging up in there is a big bell to call people for a fire emergency. These are also used in modern day in orchestras to play music for people. We make a lot of items here that go back to the old days. Hooks that look like the letter S. We make several other kinds of hooks here. Now, I'm not trying to say that this is all that the blacksmith